we don't have a lot of time to, to waste. We got to get all this done in an hour and a half. And so I want you to help me to get the party started. We're going to go back to the bee and we're going to go to barley green juice. And again, my name's David Sandoval, one of the owners and founders of Purium Health Products. And, more than a decade ago, almost 2 decades ago, I began to formulate products. And I also, about 10 years ago, was doing radio in New York City. And I got asked so many questions that people couldn't get answers to because they did not have access to the quality of products that they needed to fulfill their health journey. And I wanted to make sure that that changed. I wanted to make sure that if you wanted and you sought optimal health, that we were going to give you the chance to get that. And so want to get a little more light over here if I can. I don't know if this is helping, but I'm doing my best. Let's just say that the studio people, they're not on duty this morning, so it's all up to me. But anyway, I created a product line not based upon a one size fits all by any means. In fact, I created what some people call a superfood superstore. And that superfood superstore is available to you online. And so you can go there and you can look through all of our different products. But if you do, it's going to be hard to understand all of them. So I decided that once a year, I'm going to do this type of thing. I did it once last year. People liked it. And I decided I'm going to go back and do it again. And so it takes a little while to get through 60 some products. And so the ones I missed yesterday, we're going to go back to the bees. And let's start with barley green juice. This was one of the first 4 products that we introduced, one of the first 5 products that we introduced to the market. And when we first came out, we introduced, Kamut grass, which was the ancient Egyptian wheat grass. But we also introduced barley green juice. And the reason why is because the company at the time that was selling barley green juice and saying it was organic and pure and raw and all that, well, they were lying. It had maltodextrin in it. It was pasteurized. It wasn't actually grown organically. And so we decided we wanted to offer this barley green juice because the amazing benefits that it had for humans. And here's what's really cool about it. It's one of our few, and we have a few, but it's only a few, maybe 10 or so, single ingredient products. Single ingredient products are rare because obviously they're real simple. And most people like to have blends and combinations and compounds. Well, barley green juice is really special because one, it is gluten-free. And people go, oh, well, it's barley. How could it be gluten-free? And the reason why, and I got to tell you this story about grasses, wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass. They're very unique in that they go through a transformational stage of their growth that no other plant on earth does. And because of that unique transformation that they go through, that metamorphosis that they go through, they create unique enzymes, unique protein compounds, and what they call grass juice factors. Now, one of the most amazing stories you're going to read in my book, The Green Food Bible, was about doctors' pursuit of understanding why it is that animals that eat grass are uniquely strong, uniquely healthy, uniquely capable of reproduction, of building muscle, and all they eat is grass. And when you feed them anything else except for grass, then they suffer. And he looked at mammals in particular, and mammals thrived when you gave them grass and grass juice. And they wanted to find out why. And so in the discovery of that, and I want you to read the book to find out because it's about a 20-minute story. But in the discovery of that, we learned that during the growth of these grasses, that they go through a metamorphosis where they transform from being a blade of grass to being a stalk. And then eventually that stalk will grow grain on it. And when they first get the genetic symbol to change from a grass to a stalk, they create over 1,000 unique enzymes that are in the process of breaking down and reformulating material within the plant matter. And those same enzymes and those same factors and that unique, those unique proteins that are created are so special that clinics have been set up to administer wheatgrass therapy. Clinics have been set up to administer green juice therapy alone. And while wheatgrass is typically the grain chosen, barley grass is equally as unique and has incredible qualities all of its own. For example, barley green juice is especially good for women, especially good for women who are going to be mothers, who are mothers, because it helps build really, really healthy breast milk. And so many mothers who have not been able to breastfeed their children have begun taking the barley green juice and built very healthy and very full, food for their babies. And we also have this as a fertility thing. So many women who are not able to bear children, so many women who tried and tried, began a green juice regimen of barley juice and have what we call green babies as just a joke. They're not actually Martians, but these green babies from women who've had difficulty. We have so many stories of increased fertility. And if you look back in ancient Chinese texts, they equated barley with women. And it is a little sexist perhaps to say, but barley hangs in the breeze and it waves back and forth. And it's very seductive, they said, in the way that it waves back and forth, and it reminded them of a beautiful woman walking. And so this femininity of barley has been actually engendered for quite some time through Chinese texts and other things. And wheat was seen more as a male, more of a phallic symbol because of the way it grew as well. And so this feminization of barley and this masculinization of wheat is the reason why we wanted to offer the barley, because of its unique qualities for women. And so it also has more beta carotene than wheatgrass, significantly, for more beautiful skin and eyesight and things like that as well. And so barley green juice, amazing, incredible for those who are allergic to a lot of things. It's a single ingredient product. I've never seen anybody who's allergic to it. It has incredible green food qualities. It's an incredible vegetable, but more importantly, again, it has the ability to really build beautiful skin, to increase fertility, to increase breast milk. And we always recommend it to our expectant, soon to be expectant, third trimester, especially late third trimester and after the birth, to our Purium mamas. And so barley green juice, really, really great. Now, one of our next products, again, you could build a company out of this. There was a network marketing company that actually sold nothing other than barley green juice. That was their main product, and they did really well. And there's another network marketing company that 2 years ago introduced their amazing new life-changing, incredible product. And guess what it was? It was a product that was imitating the product I'm about to explain. And that product is called Be Energetic. Now, Be Energetic was a product that was not formulated by me. It was formulated by a naturopathic doctor who was at one time perhaps the most famous naturopath in America. His name was Bernard Jensen, and he wrote over a 1,000-page book on naturopathy, and he created something called iridology, where you read the iris of the eye and you learn about your health. You learn about your internal organs and things like that. So he was a brilliant man. And his last 2 years I spent with him, going back and forth as he was dying at 93, 94 years old. He wanted to download and dictate all of the knowledge he had accumulated over his lifetime, but had not had time to share. And so he invited me up to visit him at his ranch in California, and I'd stay with him for a day or two, taking notes, copious notes, day and night, for those 2 days that I would visit. And perhaps the most important product that he shared with me, or the formula that he shared with me that became a product, is known as Be Energetic. Now you're going to hear my puppies barking for a second as I get some notes brought up to me that were printed out by the front desk. So please excuse the noise. And as long as we have the disruption, I'm going to take a little drink of water. Now, Now, Be Energetic is a product that is so unique because, again, of the way I received the information. As I said, Dr. Bernard Jensen, an amazing naturopath, and he taught me something really incredible. He said, David, he said, if you're going to heal somebody, it's not about nutrition alone. It has to do with their state of stress in their body. When someone finds out that they have cancer, it isn't about what herbs or what medicines that you could do to cure the cancer. It's about how do you cure their spirit? How do you increase their adrenal energy? Because adrenal is your fight or flight energy. And when you have any disease, not to cure the disease, but to assist the body, you need to recharge your adrenal glands. And when you're all stressed out because you just found out that you have cancer or some other disease, you've been told you're going to die, you need adrenal support like nothing else. And he put together a combination of 3 simple herbs. Okay, 3 simple herbs. And those 3 simple herbs are nothing more than cordyceps, white American ginseng, and you know, let's just take them one at a time though, because I don't want to confuse you because each one of them is different. Okay, cordyceps, white American ginseng, and high desert bee pollen are each very unique compounds, but totally different. For example, the cordyceps is a mushroom that has been revered in Chinese medicine as one of the most powerful anti-aging of all of the mushrooms. It has the ability to recharge your life force and your life energy, what's called your yin energy, Jing. And when you combine it with high desert bee pollen, which is, again, has nothing to do with a mushroom, that's for sure. High desert bee pollen collected by bees in the high desert has very, very unique qualities. Again, life-giving, life force, energy qualities. And that's why we call the product Be Energetic in homage to the high desert bee pollen. And while I know this takes the product off of our vegan list and 99% of our products are vegan, I felt the bee pollen was very, very important. And again, no bees die in the making of the pollen. And so the next ingredient, of course, is the white American ginseng. Now, white American ginseng is the most revered ginseng in the entire world, more revered than any red ginseng, any Korean ginseng, any Chinese ginseng. The number 1 selling ginseng as far as the price of it and the reverence that's given to it is white American ginseng in China. They value it more than Chinese ginseng. That's how awesome white American ginseng is. And you might ask why. Well, the other ginsengs warm up the body, they heat up the body, and that could actually contribute to inflammation. But white American ginseng cools down the body. It actually cools down your blood pressure, cools down your liver, cools down your body. And when you're excited, when your adrenals are running, you're heating up. And so the white American ginseng gives you endurance, it gives you stamina, it gives you strength, and it cools you down. That's really unusual for something to give you stamina, endurance, and strength and actually cool the body down. You know, yin and yang. And so the yin and yang is cool and warm. And you need to create balance between the two. And when you're overheated, the white American ginseng for athletes in the gym as well. If you're going on a hike and it's really, really hot as well. Okay. If you have high blood pressure, this is something you probably want to look at with consulting your doctor. But white American ginseng. So these cordyceps, the Chinese runners, the Chinese athletes who are shattering world records, they thought they were blood doping. They thought they were doing, you know, different cheating with drugs. And all they found out is they're actually using Chinese herbs, which cordyceps was the number 1 thing. So this unique combination recharges the adrenal glands and allows you to restore this core energy. And when we're stressed out, you really need this. So I suggest 3 times a year regimen, 3 bottles a year of Be Energetic. You can take in every 3rd month, you start a bottle. So you go 90 days, start a bottle, wait 90 days, start a bottle. and that's going to get you through 3 bottles a year. And it's really, really important. It's a seasonal recharge of your body. Now, the next product called Biofruit, I could spend a lot of time on because it is nothing more than a combination of the most potent and bio important fruits on earth. I mean, everything from baobab to blueberries to cranberries to raspberries to pomegranates and more. And so literally, this product is a who's who and a what's what of organic ingredients. I'm going to say it again, cranberry, and not just cranberry, we put cranberry extract. So this product is going to help you with urinary tract health. We put pomegranate, there's lemonoids, there's pineapple, mango, blackberry, there's blueberry, grape, and again, not green grape, purple grape, acai. We have goji, we have black currants, we have acerola, we have a cranberry, strawberry, all organic, raspberry. This thing is the most just amazing combination of deep, dark, pigmented fruits. Now, we talk about the deep, dark, pigmented fruits as being the ones that have the best effect on our brain. So who wants to take this product? Anybody who's worried about the aging of their brain. And what would you combine it with? You'd combine it with Revividol. Again, Revividol said the aging of the brain, the end of the aging of the brain has been discovered. And so if you look at all the anti-inflammatory compounds, if you look at the proanthocyanidins, all the amazing things for your brain, if you know anybody who's worried about Alzheimer's, anybody who's worried about dementia, anybody who's worried about these conditions that affect our brain, whether it be CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, if you're into boxing, if you're into soccer, if you're into football, this is a product you've got to be taking, just have to be taking in defense of your brain. So Biofruit, can't beat it. The amazing combination of superfoods all in one source. And the next product is another combination of fruits, but it's 4 fruits that have more vitamin C than any other food. Now, I'm going to tell you a very quick story. I could spend all day on this story alone. Vitamin C that you see at the store is not vitamin C. It's ascorbic acid. And ascorbic acid is not a nutrient. When you suffer from scurvy, and scurvy is a deficiency of vitamin C that leads to death. Okay, over 1 million people a year died before that was discovered by Albert Szent-Györgyi. Albert Szent-Györgyi discovered vitamin C, the anti-scorbic factor, vitamin C, which reversed scurvy and allowed your body to function properly. When you don't have vitamin C, you cannot use carbohydrates or proteins or fats. They can't metabolize. You need vitamin C to metabolize all of those, but you only need 60 milligrams a day. You could survive on 30 milligrams a day. If you drop below that, you'll develop scurvy. Well, guess what? We know that you could take ascorbic acid all day long, 1,000 milligrams every day, and not reverse scurvy because it is not the nutrient vitamin C. We deliver the true nutrient vitamin C from acerola, which is a cherry. Okay, we deliver it from rose hips, which are when you grow roses and all the leaves fall off and that little round thing that's left that the deer come and eat. That's called rose hips. We also get it from camu, and camu is an African herb that's also grown in parts of Asia and Europe, and it is an incredible source of vitamin C. And finally, the Ayurvedic herb Emilica officinalis, or amla, the amalaki. This fruit is nature's highest source of vitamin C and also has a ton of other beneficial compounds. We combine these 4 ingredients for a natural source of vitamin C called C from nature. And remember, C from nature is vitally important. Vitamin C is vitally important for all of the incredible, reasons that we described. It helps your body to do all of everything more efficiently. Now, what is ascorbic acid? Ascorbic acid, if you think of vitamin C in a plant, it actually is a little bit like an egg. You have the yolk which is the vitamin C. And that's surrounded by what are called bioflavonoids, and that could be considered the white part of the egg. And then on the outside of that is an antioxidant called ascorbic acid, which protects the nutrient. And so ascorbic acid is not the nutrient; it is the layer, the protective layer of the nutrient. And if you isolate ascorbic acid, then it will do you no good. And that's the mistake that was made because, and this is the big secret I want to tell you, this is your big takeaway. Ascorbic acid is made from nothing more than genetically modified corn syrup and hydrochloric acid. When you combine hydrochloric acid, okay, with corn syrup, chemically it becomes ascorbic acid, and then it's sold to you as vitamin C, and that is fraud, and that needs to be stopped, and it can be stopped by you being educated. So C from nature, you heard it here, the finest source of vitamin C on the planet, and everybody else is selling you something that isn't even vitamin C at all. Now, the next product, our Carrot Juice Plus. I told you we have this incredible thing called Juice Bar in a Bag. And when you buy Juice Bar in a bag, you're going to get the spectrum greens that we talked about, the beet juice that we talked about, the aloe that we talked about, the coconut rehydrate that we talked about, the bio fruit that we talked about, all 5 of those plus you're going to get our Carrot Juice Plus. Now, Carrot Juice Plus is 2 simple ingredients: certified organic carrot juice and certified organic rice bran solubles. What an amazing combination. As you know, the rice bran solubles are incredible for helping with women's issues like PMS, with women's issues like skin and hormone fluctuations. And carrot juice is wonderful for your skin. It's wonderful for your liver. It's wonderful for your heart. It's just an amazingly healthy thing. If you look at Gerson therapies, they include carrot juice in almost every single one. So if you want to make your greens taste better, put some carrot juice in. That's been a secret forever. If you want to make your greens taste better, put some carrot juice in there. So again, Juice Bar in a Bag contains all of those. And who doesn't want some amazing organic carrot juice once in a while? Just mix it in water. It tastes just like fresh. It is absolutely incredible. And, I love spirulina. We could talk about spirulina, and I'm going to cover 3 products at once. We have spirulina powder. We have spirulina tablets. And then we have spirulina powder mixed with cacao and mint. And it's yummy. Cacao mint spirulina is incredible. Again, who uses spirulina? Mountain climbers use spirulina. Endurance bikers use spirulina. Ultra athletes use spirulina. Anybody who is trying to, increase their endurance and increase their muscle mass and increase their recovery time, decrease their recovery time, is leaning into spirulina. Here's the reason why. It is literally nature's single most potent nutrient source by far. Nothing comes close. A single serving gives you massive amounts of beta carotene and a significant amount of fat that comes from, that's right, the same fat that you find in salmon can be found in spirulina. Not the fat like is found in flax seeds. The fat that's found in salmon is found in spirulina, a vegetarian source of that same fat. Spirulina is also over 60% pure vegan protein. It's an incredible source of protein, and it's loaded with a wide variety of nutrients: B1, B2, B3, B6, even some bioavailable B12. It has vitamin C, vitamin E, tons of beta carotene, as we said, and again, coming from the ocean, tons of minerals. Now, it's called spirulina. In the wild, it grew where rivers went into the ocean. And at high tide, there'd be these pools that were partially saltwater and partially freshwater. And these are called brackish waters. And these semi-brackish waters in the wild is where spirulina grew. Now, if you look in the African desert, if you look on the plains when the seasonal rains come and they form these pools, and The cattle come and they drink from them. This is famous. You see it on all the National Geographic, films. Well, as those pools dry up, massive amounts of algae grow in them because it's warm water. It's been fertilized by the waste of the animals, and it's got enough of these sea salts, the desert salts from the ocean. And all of a sudden, this algae just blooms and grows and then dries. And legend has it that as Moses went through the desert and the Israelites were starving, that they actually ate dried spirulina that was left behind after those pools had evaporated. And this was called manna. And again, we know that there's every nutrient needed to support human life in spirulina: protein, carbohydrates, fats. And here's the coolest part. The outside wall of spirulina, which grows like a spiral, just one cell after another, keeps growing in a spiral. The outer cell wall is made from glycogen. Glycogen is instant energy. It's glucose and oxygen. It's ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's the outer wall of spirulina. There could be no more perfect single food. Now, again, we have it in tablets, we have it in powder, and we have this amazing drink called carob mint spirulina that makes it into, like, just like we said, if you freeze it, it tastes a little bit like that, what is it, the mint chip ice cream. That was what we were going for. We wanted spirulina to taste like mint chip ice cream, and we actually did a pretty good job. And so, the next product I want to talk about is our daily fiber blend. This product was written about years ago as one of the 100 greatest health discoveries of the 1990s. This fiber reinvented fiber by putting healthy fats and living food and soluble sources of fiber all together to actually understand how our digestive tract worked, what happened between our stomach and our duodenum and our small intestine, our large intestine, and our colon. Most people just were clueless. And the fiber products that were put out were ridiculously unhealthy, dangerous in many instances. And when we rewrote the book on what fiber really is, people were so confused. They go, I've used fiber products before, they don't work. Or I've used fiber products before and they were too rough. I've used fiber products before, and once I was done with them, I had to become addicted to them. I've heard all the stories. So our daily fiber blend, I can only promise you that it's delicious and it produces results, which I cannot describe on this show. But trust me, anybody, you have to be eliminating on a regular basis. If you do not eliminate within 2 hours of eating any meal, within 1 hour of waking, you have a digestive issue. And I suggest you get our Aloe Digest. I suggest you get our Biomedic, and I suggest you get our daily fiber blend, which, by the way, has an amazing caramel apple taste, which I think you're really, really going to love. Now, we're about to get into some of our really more complex products. So take a good look at that label of the caramel apple fiber and take a look at those incredible ingredients and just how sophisticated, if you want to use that word, this product is. We've got flax seeds, which are loaded with fat that lubricates your bowel. Most fiber products dehydrate. We've got brown rice bran. So we're nutrifying, we're actually nourishing your friendly bacteria at the same time. We've got oats that have the soluble beta-glucan, fiber that's so gentle and attaches to your intestinal wall and gathers up nasty cholesterol and helps create really, really awesome cholesterol levels. And then we've got, millet, amaranth, buckwheat, quinoa, and chia. And people are like, oh, those are grains. No, they're not. Those are actually seeds of fruits. Buckwheat is a fruit. Amaranth is a fruit. Quinoa is a fruit. And these are the seeds of those fruits. And they have really incredible qualities. Chia seed loaded with bioavailable omega-3. Super. If you ever eaten chia seeds, you know that they create really slippery, almost slimy feel of those soluble fibers, the guar gum and the inulin, fennel seeds to help reduce odor and reduce gas. Nobody else does that. And the black walnut hull, so we could get rid of some parasites at the same time. An anti-parasitic, anti-gas, anti-cholesterol, super cleansing, gentle, delicious fiber like nothing you've ever seen. So we're going to jump now to Immunomax. We're out of our D's, we're on to our I's, and Immunomax is, oh, you caught me scratching my back there. You got to warn me when the camera comes back to me. Immunomax is a product that's really near and dear to my heart. There was a time when acquired immune deficiency syndrome, when AIDS was ravaging communities. And, I had to teach myself radical acceptance, because I had an uncle who at the time contracted AIDS, and him and his partner both were living with and dying from AIDS. And I made a decision that I wanted to reach out and I wanted to try to heal him. And I got in touch with the doctors that treated Magic Johnson. And I studied a bunch of ancient Ayurvedic texts and a bunch of, South American herbs from the Ashanikas. And I went deep into my learning, deep into my prayer, deep into meditation. And I needed to come up with a product that would not excite the immune system. See, in AIDS, your immune system's overreacting already. You need to calm the immune system down and strengthen it at the same time. And this was a real challenge. And I have to tell you that this product, I could literally spend an hour talking to you about, but the ingredients are so profound. And I've never seen anybody put this much money, ever seen anybody put this much money into a product. Arabinogalactin is extremely expensive. Arabinogalactin comes from the larch tree, and it's an extract, and it was the #1 ingredient used by many of the early teams that had incredible success helping with this condition. Our colostrum is the finest in the world. I could not cut corners here. The colostrum in this product is extremely expensive. Astragalus, as you know, the most revered herb for immune modulation in Chinese herb. Cat's claw, the most revered herb for immune modulation in South American. Green tea extract. And self-heal. As you know, self-heal does exactly that. It helps your internal organs to heal. It's extreme. Nobody even uses self-heal herb anymore that I know of. And yet it is extremely powerful. No one even knows how to use it. We've got the aloe vera 200X. Aloe vera 200-to-1 extract. If you knew the potency of 200-to-1 extract, if you look at the research that's been done, these ingredients, so powerful. There's really nothing like it. And I'll tell you, as evidence of that, my Uncle Rock, he had contracted AIDS from his husband, Harley. And Harley had, vice versa. He had given it to his husband. And after 3 years, Rock had suffered from it before Harley got it. And Harley died 3 years before Rocky. And the reason why is because Harley refused to use this formula that I had put together for my uncle. And my uncle used it diligently. And he lived almost 12 years after his diagnosis, which at the time was unheard of. And Harley died in 2.5 years. And so it was really, again, radical acceptance for me and my uncle, and going deep into prayer and meditation and healing, studying. And it took over a year almost to get all the ingredients together. A year was lost in that time, or who knows what might have happened. But anyway, Immunomax is incredible. And every time cold and flu season runs around, every time kids go back to school, every time, someone in the family is exposed to pneumonia or something crazy like that, I'm always told, man, Immunomax saved lives. Immunomax saves lives. And I believe that. I really do. And so this is something you have to have, just something you have to have in your apothecary. You got to have that in your medicine chest. I really believe that. And so now Ionic Elements, the next product we're going to talk about, is really simple. It's about as simple as it gets. Every single chemical reaction, every enzyme, every digestive activity, every antioxidant activity requires a mineral to make it happen. Minerals are the wire in the building. Minerals create connectivity between our brain. They're responsible for these movements, electrical impulses that go throughout our body. And we have a video. Unfortunately, I don't think we could cue it up and show it, but I hope that you'll search through and see the video of the light test kit. In the light test kit, I showed the conductivity of Purium products, and it will blow your mind. And when you increase the conductivity of your body, it's really important. Now, the number one mineral we need in our body is magnesium. Magnesium is the number one mineral we need in our body. It's the number one mineral that's found in Ionic Elements. But there are over 76 different minerals, each one of them vitally important. And they come from an old, ancient area where a forest was covered by a glacier during the Ice Age. And that all that greenery of this tropical forest was buried and became this humic ore. And when you use fulvic acid, you can actually coax all those minerals out of that ore and turn it into a liquid. And it's the most incredible liquid minerals. No preservatives, no additives. There are no other liquid minerals on the planet that don't have preservatives or additives, except for the ones that come from my source. So Ionic Elements, just a few drops in anything, in any water, make it super water. And minerals are vitally important. And I really suggest you get your Ionic Elements on. And we're going to jump into our next product called Joint Flex. Wow, Joint Flex is one of these miracle products. I was in a head-on collision. My back was broken, shattered in 6 places. I lost 1 inch of my height. I had bone spurs, bone fragments, floaters in my everywhere. The pain was unbelievable. And I refused all pain medications. I refused surgeries. And I took our tart cherry, our apothecary. I had massive amounts of green drinks, the green spectrum, and the Joint Flex with the white willow bark and all of the incredible ingredients. Now, again, I don't want to spend 4 hours here today, but I will tell you that these ingredients that you find in Joint Flex are amazing. Okay, are enough. The green lipid mussel has something called mucopolysaccharides, and the green lipid mussel constantly creates this mucus type of product that it excretes and then spreads on the inside of its shell. And that allows its shell to grow and to be strong against the corrosive nature of the salt water that's eating away at the outside. And it creates this incredible, strong complex of polysaccharides. So this mucopolysaccharide, which can only come from this green lipid mussel, and then MSM, not just any MSM, the methyl sulfur, again, the methyl sulfur methane is incredible. MSM, methyl sulfur methane, is incredible for its ability to penetrate deep into your bones, into your tissue, and to relieve pain. The Boswellian extract from Ayurvedic medicine, Boswellian extract, is amazing, as is white willow. The original aspirin, the one that doesn't eat away at your stomach, white willow bark, and then horsetail for the necessary nutrients and the silica to help rebuild. The curcumin extract, the velvet antler, The curcumin extract, obviously, for these anti-inflammatory, pain interrupting, the velvet antler for its ability to increase the growth of your bones, the regrowth of that tissue. And again, we have this ability to just dramatically reduce pain and to dramatically increase the regeneration, the rejuvenation of your body. And so joint flex cannot be, again, if you're an athlete, if you look at Peter Thomas, who works out for a living, he says that he goes to a bottle of joint flex a week. And it literally rebuilds tissue. Nothing else does that. It's going to rebuild your cartilage and help re-strengthen and stop all of this damage. So joint flex. Now, again, people are going to ask, how do I get rid of all those floaters? I drank a gallon of raw apple juice, a day. And that dissolved all of those bone particles that were in my body, and also dissolved my kidney stones as well. But that's a whole nother story. But again, joint flex, you just really can't be without it. Now, Kamut is one of those products. Kamut is a product that actually is wheatgrass juice, but it's got an incredible story. So Kamut is a grain that was found in an Egyptian tomb in the Valley of Saqqara near Dashur in what's called the Valley of the Kings. You might think of the Great Pyramids, the ones that you know of, right? Well, that's where all the really important people, I guess, were buried. I'm not an expert on this, but the bottom line is there was a team of U.S. People there working for this service, the Army Corps of Engineers, and they discovered in a tomb in one of these pyramids an urn full of grain. And in probably something that was rather illegal at the time, a service member took 2 cups of that grain home with him to Montana. And he experimented with it. And out of those like 7,000 kernels of grain, 7 of them germinated. And those 7 kernels of ancient grain, this giant kernel, were studied. And it was found to be the most ancient form, the purest form, the simplest genetic form of wheat known to man. And it had incredible qualities. And I teamed up with the scientific group that was studying it, and they gave me the exclusive rights to make wheatgrass out of it. And so here we are making wheatgrass out of this ancient grain found in an Egyptian tomb. And for those of you who are fans of that person, I think his name is Casey or Case, a guy who predicted the future and all of that. He said that the food that would heal the planet would be found in an Egyptian tomb. And the only 2 foods to be found in Egyptian tomb are honey and kamut that are still edible today. So that's just something that might be of interest to you. So this organic kamut blend, we've actually added a couple of ingredients. And the reason we added those ingredients was important. We have the ancient Egyptian wheatgrass juice. We have the oatgrass juice, and we have alfalfa. And I can't tell the whole story, but if you read my book, and I encourage you to read the Green Food Bible, you're going to read a story about the guinea pig jury, where they found that this unique combination was stated in the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The U.S. Department of Agriculture did a study and said that when you combine alfalfa and oatgrass and wheatgrass, and we use the ancient kamut wheatgrass, that it creates this incredible factor that is been studied. And they showed that it dramatically improved the health, the longevity, the intelligence of all the animals that were taking it. And so I recreated the formula, and I'm going to tell you one more little bit of history that you probably don't know. The Kellogg company that makes Wheaties, right? The very first product they ever sold was called Syrafil. Cerephyll. And Spirulina was nothing more than the organic Kamut Blend. It was the exact same ingredients and the exact same ratios. And it was sold as the perfect multivitamin, providing everything the human body needs to survive. And again, it was sold by Kellogg, the same company that eventually sold you Wheaties and got out of the green food business because of the discovery of vitamin C that we mentioned earlier, and the creation of the vitamin industry took attention away from their Spirulina and over to vitamins. But anyway, organic Kamut Blend, something you're probably going to want to really get in your life. It is incredible. Wheatgrass therapy in a jar, and you can't miss it. Now, you ever go to the airport and you see this thing called Airborne? And it's like, oh, you take this before you get on a plane and it protects you and builds your immune system and all that. Well, I looked at the ingredients and I was not impressed. And I had a lot of moms telling me that they gave Airborne to their kids before they went to school. And I'm like, no, not healthy at all. So I created my version of Airborne called Kids Immune Shield. The name says it all. Kids Immune Shield. You give it to your kiddos, a few drops. It tastes pretty good. Give it to your kiddos before they go to the airport, before they go to school, before they go, on a sleepover, before they go to a party. Give it to them anytime they're going to go to the fair, they're going to go to an amusement park, anytime they're going to be touching all of the rails and touching a lot of hands and being around where a lot of people are, where people might be coughing. That's when you want Immune Shield. Really, really incredible. And again, if you look at these, ingredients, Echinacea angustifolia, organic or Echinacea purpurea, we've got astragalus, like we talked about earlier in the immune, the elderberry, that's incredible for the throat, protecting the throat, the licorice root for protecting the throat, the amla for vitamin C, and the shiitake mushroom, that immune shield mushroom, that's incredible. Immune Shield, not just for your kiddos, but Immune Shield. And then not only the Immune Shield, but the In Focus. Do you know how hard it is for some kids just to settle down and focus in school, to not be distracted by all the other kids, by all the information, by all the noise even? A lot of kids suffer from this overwhelm and this, I guess you could call it, sensory, sort of overwhelm. And so Kids in Focus actually is a combination that was created by a brilliant Chinese formulator. This one wasn't created by me. And the bottom line is that, it's really going to create a calmness, a confidence. It has Eleutherococcus centicosus, once called Siberian ginseng. It has lemon balm for all of my, people who are into, essential oils. Lemon balm, as you know, is amazing. Chamomile, as you know, is amazing. Passion flower, passiflora. These are the most calming, soothing, but they also energize. They calm you down, but they wake up the brain. And so, kids are taking this before going to school, and their teachers are like, "Oh my God, what have you done? Like, do you put them on Ritalin or something?" We're like, "Oh, never." But Kids in Focus is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. And then for that basic nutrition, when they come home from school and you want to give them a reward, well, try some Kids MVP chocolate flavor. Kids MVP chocolate flavor is rocking, because it's going to give them just your basic nutrients as far as your protein, your carbs, really basic nutrition without them reaching for nasty snacks. We've got pea protein, we've got cacao, we've got acerola, so it's got a nice amount of vitamin C, it's got those bioflavonoids, it's got really, really delicious, vanilla flavor. And then at the end, I put in the agaricus mushroom. The agaricus mushroom is really good for helping grow, for kids to grow, and so the Kids MVP, really awesome. Again, if you just check out the ingredients, I'm gonna go and focus on the ingredients right now if I can. But right now I think that there it is. Okay, so just want to make sure that you see the that anyway, we've got the excellent protein. We've got a great source of immune boosting. We've got basic vitamins like nutrients like vitamin C and beta carotene, and just a really, really basic food, really healthy, basic food. So it's a between meal snack, keeps them from reaching for the nasty stuff. And they love it because it's chocolate. You can mix it with avocado and turn it into pudding. So many incredible recipes. So again, we love our kiddos, Kids MVP, Kids in Focus, Kids Immune Shield. If you have kids, I'd try them all. Now, men, you know that your prostate is going to grow 1% after the age of 25, which means by the age of 75, at the very latest, you're not going to be able to urinate. It's going to be like getting up 5 times, 10 times a night, little stream. This happens. It's just natural. And the reason it happens is because we don't have enough foods that battle against that. We eat inflammatory foods, we eat saturated fats, we eat fried foods, and all of these things. Well, I created a product specifically for men and for prostate health. I put in herbs that, some people are going to say, I've covered all of my bases. Let's just say that we've covered all of our bases because, with this product, we're going to give you ingredients that are going to be phytoprotective for your prostate to help defend you against some of the worst things that could happen to your prostate. But we're also going to be very aggressive in shrinking your prostate and making sure that that inflammatory effect is reversed. And men tell me that within 1 or 2 days of taking it, they immediately find that they're no longer getting up, multiple times a night. In fact, they're not getting up sometimes at all. We've got the pygeum extract, the saw palmetto, the nettle extract, the pumpkin seed extract, red clover extract, and lycopene. If you look at these ingredients, Google each one of them. Most products for the prostate have 1 or 2 of these ingredients at the most. Saw palmetto, and from Ayurveda, that comes from right here. And the Native American Indians in the United States use saw palmetto to great effect. In Ayurvedic medicine, we draw from some of our other herbs. And as you go around and you look at these ingredients, anti-inflammatory, increased circulation, extremely, extremely famous for increasing prostate health. And nobody has put all of these into a single product before us. And I'm extremely proud of that Men's Defense product. It's actually one that I take probably 3 or 4 times a week, well, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, more of a defensive measure. And then at some point, I'm probably going to be taking it every day, as I assume all men will at some point in their life. And so Men's Defense, just an absolute must for all men. Okay, well, the next product we're going to talk about is called the Power Shake, but I want to run a little video for you. I think that we've got that queued up. I hope that we do. If we don't, it's okay.
Every day you eat, food is your fuel. And most of us drive around with low-grade gas, not rocket fuel in our tanks. So it's no wonder why we feel like we're running on empty by the end of the day. And just like you can upgrade your gasoline, this is an opportunity for you to upgrade your food. Today in the United States, we are the most overfed and undernourished society in history because processed food companies have hijacked our food supply with profit, not nutrition in mind, filling our bodies with thousands and thousands of chemicals, artificial colors, flavors and sweeteners, binders and fillers, hormones and irradiated ingredients, and now cancer-causing herbicides, pesticides, and genetically modified ingredients. And making the need for a food upgrade even more important is the fact that we spend 11 hours a day in front of our screens. We look at our devices more than we look at the real world. And when we're on these screens, we're sedentary and stressed out. The result? Our bodies are filled with junk, and our brains are overloaded with input. Something's got to give. We need a vacation. And that's what we're offering at Purium, a 40-day vacation from processed foods. These are 40-day programs that will upgrade the way you look, feel, and perform, or will give you your money back. It's that simple. By taking a vacation from processed foods, you will detoxify your organs, cleanse your cells, and remove chemicals from your gut. In less than 40 days, many people break bad habits and addictions, such as sugar, carbs, even alcohol and smoking. And once you nourish your cells and balance your hormones, you may notice increased energy, lower stress, deeper sleep, heightened mental clarity, improved digestion, and sexy lean muscle. Any of that sound interesting to you? The entire 40-day concept is centered around protein, fruits, and vegetables. So whether you're paleo, keto, vegetarian, or vegan, all of our 40-day programs align with your lifestyle. These 40-day programs include 30 days of Core 4 plus a 10-day accelerated transformation. And there are 3 ways to experience a 40-day ultimate program. To get the best results possible, we recommend you start with our most popular 40-day Ultimate Superfood Nutrition Program, which features Biomedic, an exclusive detox product only available at Purium. You may not realize that over 75% of the standard American diet is genetically modified and saturated in a toxic chemical called glyphosate, or more commonly known as Roundup. It's in the food we eat, the water we drink, and the ground we walk on. You cannot wash it off, and you cannot cook it out. And buying organic is not always enough. Purium's Biomedic is the only third-party validated product on the planet proven to remove this cancer-causing toxin from your gut. And once you get rid of the bad stuff, it's time to put in the good stuff, flooding your body with plant-based protein, fruits, and vegetables. Super Amino 23 is the most bioavailable vegan protein on the planet. Used in hospitals around the world, more than 99% of the amino acids are delivered directly to your muscles in 23 minutes or less. And then there's our superfruit drink, Apothecary, the most antioxidant-rich beverage on the market. A single ounce of this tart cherry concentrate has more antioxidant power than entire bottles of other products you'll find on the grocery store shelf. And our phytonutrient-dense Power Shake is so much more than just veggies. Most food we eat has a lot of calories and very little nutrition. Power Shake is the exact opposite. It is loaded with macro and micronutrients and has very few calories. Another great 40-day option is for athletes. It features protein-rich products that build muscle, reduce lactic acid, accelerate recovery, and provide a massive amount of natural energy. And the third 40-day ultimate pack option is for weight loss. So if you're looking to burn fat, break food addictions, and enjoy a complete metabolic reset with minimal effort, this weight loss program is for you. In fact, within 40 days, you can expect a serious boost of adiponectin, which is also called the skinny hormone. So no matter what 40-day ultimate pack you choose, superfood nutrition, athletes, or weight loss, it's really an eating choice, not a budget choice. Since these programs only cost about $8 per day, and during the 10 days of your transformation, your grocery bill goes down to almost nothing. Plus, you'll get a lifestyle guide, text messages, support calls, and a Facebook community to keep you on track for the 40 days and beyond. In other words, we're going to take your success as seriously as you do. And that's why these 40-day programs are the perfect starting point for a plant-powered superfood lifestyle that could change the trajectory of your health and your life. It's time for you to take a vacation, a processed food vacation, a chemical vacation. Try one of our 40-day ultimate packs Every product and program we offer at Purium comes with a full 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Plus, the person who invited you to watch this video has a special gift card just for you. Normally, the gift card is worth $50 off. With our 40-day Ultimate programs, we actually double the value of your gift card, so you get $100 off your first 40-day Ultimate program of your choice. You already eat every day, and what you eat really matters. So don't wait for a diagnosis to make a positive shift in your life. This is your chance to upgrade your food, upgrade your health, and upgrade your life. What are you doing for the next 40 days?
The Power Shake is actually one of the first products we ever came out with. And the reason we came out with it is because I was asking people to combine a lot of different products. Katie, can we get my my video up here? There we go. I was asking people to combine a lot of different products. I was saying, okay, buy spirulina, buy rice bran solubles, buy activated barley, buy buy carrot juice, and then mix them all together in these certain ratios. And people said, why don't you mix it for us, And so we actually had nicknamed it the Power Shake, and I'd like this list. Okay, buy this, buy that. It was like 7 different things you had to buy, and then mix them all together to make the Power Shake. And now we pre-mixed it for you. And it's such a simple concept that people are confused. They're like, oh, I've got a product that has more protein. Well, so do we. They're like, I've got a product that has more nutrients. Well, so do we. The brilliance, the genius of Power Shake is that it actually meets all of the basic needs of the body on the macro and micro level. That it's just almost magical. What I wanted to do is I wanted to give you an incredible source of protein, which was the spirulina. I wanted to give you an incredible healthy source of fats. And again, those healthy fats are coming from the essential fatty acids, like those salmon quality EFAs that I told you that are only found, in this unique, product. And so if you look at the rice bran solubles, in and of itself, it's just such a healthy source of fat. It's one of the healthiest sources of fat you'll ever find. It has, it has this ability to balance hormones and to stimulate our body. So it isn't, and it's still very low calorie. We're giving you nice, quality protein, but not a ton of protein. We're giving you nice quality fat, but not a ton of fat. We're giving you super high quality, slow burning carbohydrates, but not a ton of carbohydrates. We're giving a super wide variety of nutrients, just everything from A to Z, but not a ton of anything. It's just this incredible, gentle food that comes into your body and gives it everything it needs for 2 to 3 hours. And it's magical, because if you study intermittent fasting, if you study fasting altogether, if you could start your day with a drink that makes you not need food for 2 to 3 to 4 hours, and then you take the super aminos and not need food between the two for 2 to 3 to 4 hours, and you do that to start your day and you do that to end your day, it's really easy to only eat in an 8-hour window in the middle, and to have that immune stimulation, have that stem cell stimulation, have that hormonal stimulation that has been proven to come from intermittent fasting. And so the Power Shake is incredible because it does not have a lot of that stuff, you guys. That's what makes it special. Only 150 calories. It's like a couple drinks of orange juice as far as calories go. And so you look at these ingredients, super simple ingredients, wide variety of ingredients. If you look at this paleo style of eating, where you have not a lot of any single thing, but a wide variety of things. To eat close to the earth, as close to the earth as you can, as raw as you can. This is what this is all about. Power Shake is simple, 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 satisfying, satisfying, and satisfying. So again, this Power Shake is the basis of so many of our transformations. We've got the original. That's the one I take. We have the Appleberry for those who want something a little sweeter, but they're both certified organic and really, really amazing. The next thing I want to talk about is Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails. There are so many of our products that are superstars in hiding. And Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails, the very first ingredient is Ho Shu Wu or He Shu Wu. He Shu Wu is perhaps the most unknown herb in Chinese medicine for longevity, for anti-aging, for regrowing hair, for giving color back to hair, for restoring your vitality and your virility. It's the number one ingredient in this product. And Renew Hair, Skin, and Nail was specifically provided to create the ingredient so it makes strong nails. It would make thicker, longer, stronger hair. But it also has ingredients that strengthen your eyes, that make your skin really awesome. So it was originally created for your hair and your nails, but we realized that everything is going to nourish your hair and your nails is also going to nourish your skin. This stuff is magic, absolute magic. It's our number one selling product to beauty salons. They not only use it, they sell it right there in their salons. And I think you would really benefit even once a year. Just take a full bottle of Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails just once a year and see what happens. And you might change that to twice a year because it super, super stimulates some of these follicle growth. It smothers out DHT, which keeps your hair from growing. So just a beautiful, beautiful product. And again, remember I told you that we have several products that you could build an entire company around. Well, this next one I'm going to tell you about was actually inspired, featured on the cover of Reader's Digest. The end to aging of the brain has been discovered. And when I read the article, they talked about how this brilliant doctor had taken 500 milligrams of alpha lipoic acid, which is a really basic antioxidant, one of the coolest antioxidants actually. And it really helps, alpha lipoic acid helps with diabetics and with neuropathy and all of these things. But take alpha lipoic acid and you add it to a simple protein driver called N-acetylcarnitine. And that N-acetylcarnitine helps to push that antioxidant into the brain. And it was really an amazing combination. The clinical studies showed that it was powerful at restoring, memory and recall and reaction time and reversing some of these brain sort of conditions. And when I looked at it, I thought, you know what, I could actually improve that. And I doubled the potency of the alpha lipoic acid, doubled the potency of the N-acetylcarnitine. But then I did what's most important. I added a pharmaceutical quality ginkgo biloba, a super low molecular weight ginkgo biloba leaf extract, the finest in the world. And then I also added the clinically proven superoxide dismutase, the glicidin. As you know, superoxide dismutase is the reparative enzyme. It is able to repair damage done by superoxides. Superoxide dismutase means it reverses the mutations that are done by superoxides. Its very name tells the story. Now, you might have heard of it in these Cindy Crawford inspired cosmetics where they talk about this French melon that never rots or something like that. Well, I was using SOD long before she was in her cosmetics. And the superoxide dismutase is combined with the low molecular weight ginkgo biloba, combined with the antioxidant driver and the antioxidant, and again, revive it all for anybody. I'll tell you a simple story. Your hand reaction time is going to improve dramatically. I was not able to grab flies from the air or to catch flies with one or two hands, and now I could do that regularly. And when you drop your keys and you grab them in midair and you're really, really impressed, A lot of us have done that. Well, guess what? With this, when next time that happens, you're going to find that you actually notice that your keys are dropping as they are being let go by your hand, and you re-grip them when they're just an inch or two away, and it will, you feel like Superman. That pill, remember that movie where the guy took the pill and then he felt like he was unstoppable? Well, Revive It All does that for your brain. And again, all of our products have a story. It's because they're real. And the next story I want to tell you is for a product called Scoop of Greens. Now, there's a 2-time Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist, famous guy. He sang at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He's had his own show on MTV, but he never would have had his own show on MTV if it wasn't for this product called Scoop of Greens. You see, he had diabetes, and he's my friend, and he told me, Dave, he goes, they canceled my show on MTV, and I'm scared because my diabetes is so severe. My uncle came over. He's only got 5 toes out of 10 left. He's only got 8 fingers out of 10 left. He said, this guy's got parts of his ear cut off. He's got, this thing called diabetes. He's impotent, Dave. No more sex for him. His limbs are being removed. He's going blind. And when they told me I had diabetes, I just said, well, it means I got to take some pills. Might mean I have to take a shot, but he never realized that diabetes is the #1 reason for blindness in America, the #1 reason for impotence in America. It is the #1 reason for amputations in America. It is the #1 reason, the second reason, for premature death in America. And so I wanted to create a product, and it was the same thing that happened with the Power Shake. I sent him 6 different things, and I said, okay, I said, Fat Man, his name's Fat Man Scoop. I said, Fat Man, you got to take these and mix them. A scoop of this, 2 scoops of that, a half a scoop of that, 2 scoops of that. And he did. And it was a real problem because he was traveling all the time. And he said, Dave, you have to make this more convenient for me. So I made him the simplest product, super simple, nothing more than the super slow burning activated barley, the food of gladiators that was used by the Roman army. Super slow burning energy, rice bran solubles to regulate hormones, the wheatgrass and the barley grass in order to stabilize his blood glucose, and then the flavoring, the organic apple skins and the lohan to make it taste sweet, and of course, the alpha lipoic acid to take away that tingling and the neuropathy that he was suffering from. And so I gave him this product. The doctors gave him a clean bill of health. He went back on MTV and had a nice 2 to 3 year run and made it back to the Super Bowl again to sing for you and I on that special day. So again, Scoop of Greens, named after Fat Man Scoop, specifically designed to help people challenged with blood glucose issues. Tastes good, easy to take, really, really amazing. 3 servings a day. 3 servings a day. It's going to change your life. Now, I told you about Spirulina. Told you about the Caramint Spirulina, the tablets and the powder. So even though that's next on our list under the S's, we're going to jump right over that to our Super CleansR. Super CleansR is really, really amazing because most Americans have parasites in their bodies. Most Americans have parasites. If you ever ate, let's say, sushi, I probably guarantee you have a parasite. If you eat it regularly, not just once, but if you eat it regularly, for sure. You ever go swimming in streams and rivers up in the mountains or in tropical areas like Florida, for example, or Louisiana, or maybe even the Carolinas, California, San Diego, Mexico, South America? Maybe you went down to, Belize or maybe Costa Rica for your vacation, maybe Africa even. Well, I guarantee you, if you swam in that water, there's a good chance if you drank any of it, you have a parasite. Additionally, if you kiss people, if you have a lover and you're intimate, there's a very good chance you could have received a parasite that way as well, because almost every American has parasites, and I have created a formula that is so gentle and has ingredients that other people wouldn't even think of. And the way that they do it, the way that I've done this is incredible. a lot of people know. I'm going to start at the bottom of the list with the Senna and the Cascara Sagrada, because that freaks people out. They're like, oh my God, I heard that those, just lift it and hang up. I heard that those ingredients could be addictive or overstimulating. If you look at the amount that I used, very, very small amount, what I call a dusting of these ingredients, because I just wanted a small effect from them. The reason I just needed a small effect from them is because they are a little bit like a feather. They're meant to just gently move your body. The stuff that I put in to really affect your body is the black walnut hull, the clove, the wormwood, and the amalaki. The black walnut, as you know, traditionally used an amazing antiparasitic. The clove, amazingly antiparasitic, and wormwood, the most famous of all. Just a small amount of the wormwood, but the exact amount necessary to be effective. See, people overdo things. And I have an ingredient in there you may not have heard of called marshmallow. Now, marshmallow root is specifically designed to stop the toxins in your body from re-entering your body. It has an astringent effect, and it keeps auto-intoxication, the reabsorbing of things that you're trying to get rid of. And what happens is that astringent effect sort of squeezes your tissue really tight. And as we're removing the parasites, they're not able to reattach. And so nobody else really thought of that. And so here's another thing people don't think about. You can't get all the parasite eggs. You can get all the living parasites. You can get pretty much all of them. But the eggs they leave behind will hatch in 20 days or less. All parasite eggs hatch in less than 20 days. So what I recommend is you use my Super CleansR for 10 days, get rid of all the living parasites that you can. And then 20 days later, do another 10-day regimen. So you're going to do the parasite for 20 days, but you're going to do it over 40 days. 10, then 20, then 10. 10 on, 20 off, 10 on. And when you do that, you're going to do the second sweep, which is so important. The second sweep is more important than the first sweep, because you got to go back and get all the babies, or the job's just not done. It's like one of those horror films where you kill the monster, but you realize it laid behind a bunch of eggs, and pretty soon there's 20 monsters that you have to deal with. Yeah, I saw that movie. Well, let's not make that movie happen in your body. So get yourself some Super CleansR, use it in the regimen that I described, 2 bottles, 10 days, 20 off, and 10. And if you do this in combination with a transformation, we call it a transformation cleanse. And it is amazing. Now, another product that we have that sort of takes a little more explanation, but we have evolved over the years. It used to be called Super Male Formula. And the reason I called it Super Male Formula is because I wanted to restore life force to men, to help balance their hormones, to help restore youthful energy. But what I found was that women were using it too, because it increases testosterone. And women, in case you don't know, lose 50% of their testosterone between the age of 20 and 40. It makes them not ambitious. It makes them not happy. It makes them not even, quite honestly, without testosterone, you're not that horny. And so that life force energy that comes now, if you have enough testosterone, women, then your body will actually convert it into estrogen and help balance that hormone. And so I am finding that men and women are benefiting, but probably more women than men are benefiting from Super Life Formula because of its ability to increase testosterone. Now, if you look at the ingredients, it's really pretty incredible, but it's also pretty basic. We've got the Velvet Antler, the Long Jacks. Now, Velvet Antler comes from New Zealand, and Long Jacks comes from Indonesia. The Green Lipid Mussel comes from Japan, and the Cordyceps comes from China. The White American Ginseng comes from North America. The ginger comes from Europe. And if you look at the yucca root from North America and the ginkgo biloba, all of these ingredients are just incredible, each in of its own. But if you look at them together, You know, there's nothing like it. Some of the ingredients you haven't heard of, like yucca, is a root that actually dramatically increases the rate at which these compounds, particularly hormonal compounds, are delivered to the system. And so again, velvet antler, long jacks, cordyceps, you know, American ginseng, those are the actives. The ginger root, the yucca root, and the ginkgo, these are all there to dramatically increase circulation and also reduce inflammation. Just there's nothing like it. I'm telling you, there's no other testosterone building product on the market that's safer. You ever seen those warnings on the other testosterone products? If you're pregnant or might get pregnant or know somebody who's thinking about getting pregnant, you've got to keep this product as far away from them as you can. That's nasty. That's not natural. Your body will naturally produce the hormones it needs and balance them when you feed it the proper food and herbs. And I'm telling you, Super Life Formula is just that. Now, my next product, Super Lytes, is really simple. I'm going to get through it quickly. I discovered that when you're working out, when you're doing yoga, when you're exercising, when you are sweating, when you get dehydrated because you're exerting yourself, that there's a certain we studied sweat. We found what was coming out. We put that exact thing in. That's right. Magnesium, potassium, and a wide variety of cell salts all put into Super Lytes, along with some herbs that are going to help you to rehydrate faster. So this is all about, you know, rooibos extract, the rooibos tea extract, along with the Himalayan salt, and it is a proprietary blend, something we've put together, the exact needs of your body right here in the Super Lytes for rehydrating while you're working out. Forget those workout drinks. Just take some Super Lytes and some beet juice, and it's going to be amazing. Now, the next product I want to talk about is Vir-U-Sure. And I'm going to keep it in order. The Super Meal is next. My bad. You know, Super Meal is a product that's really, really crazy, and that I got tired of all of these all-in-one products on the market. All these, just everything you need in one jar, and all these list of herbs. And so many of the herbs are contraindicating. Somebody just took a list of herbs they thought were good and threw it into a jar, a list of foods they thought were good and threw them into a jar. And every single time I was confused or upset that people were taking these products and thinking they were actually getting an all-in-one kitchen sink type of product that helped them, when actually it was just created mass confusion within their body. And so I want to go over the ingredients really, really fast. It won't take us that long. But I can't explain every one. But I'm going to ask Katie to put those ingredients up on the list because it is a big ingredients list. The first thing is we get protein, we get fat, we get fiber. We've got these incredible, I can't even read all of these ingredients. There is a mushroom blend of over 10 different mushrooms. There's Eleutherococcus centicosus, acerola. We've got sea kelp and sea dulse. We've got broccoli sprout. We've got a wide variety of amazing cruciferous vegetables. We've got maca. We've got all of these sprouts. We've got flax sprouts for all these incredible enzymes. So we did this like big time. If you look, our rice protein is fermented. Our seeds are sprouted. Our grains, our grasses are raw. Our mushrooms, it's a full, there's just nothing like this. Eleutherococcus and maca and all of these life force building ingredients. And guess what? Loaded with protein. So it is an amazing meal option. Skip a meal, have the L.O.V. We've got vanilla chai. We've got the original. And you could add this to anything. Now, when you talk about the wide variety of ingredients, when you want a wide variety of foods in your life, L.O.V Super Meal is so crazy, crazy paleo that way. It's so crazy in that this is a hunter and gatherer's dream. Over 36 exotic herbs and plants and mushrooms and vegetables. It's just, again, it is a hunter-gatherer's dream, you know? And so I just want you to encourage you. Yes, you're going, well, don't you have MVP sport? Yeah, we do. Primarily protein and endurance and recovery. Don't you have the power shake? Yep. That's just something you take to get you through the day. So it's just like fasting. Okay. Taking the power shake is just like fasting. It gives your body everything it needs, but it just sustains it. When you take L.O.V Super Meal, this is like therapy. You know what I mean? This stuff is like, wow, this is like going to a Chinese herbalist and saying, give me the kitchen sink. Going to South America, say, give me the kitchen sink, but then combining it in such a way, there's no contraindications. It's complementary, and it really tastes good as well. So L.O.V Super Meal, live, organic, vegan energy. L.O.V, live, organic, vegan energy. That's what we're offering you. And guess what? It comes in our eco bag. Now, this next video I'm going to show you is the most important video, I believe, for our company. When I come back, I'm going to talk about Tropic Oil, Vir-U-Sure, and Women's Defense. They're our last 3 products to talk about. But I want to let you know that we've got 5 different products now available in our Terra Pouch. And our Terra Pouch is made out of bamboo and hemp, but it looks like plastic. And it is our goal to get as much plastic off the planet as we can. And if I could encourage you, when you order your beet juice, when you order your power shake, when you order your L.O.V Super Meal, when you order some of these other products, order them in our Terra Pouch so we could get that rocking. Now, we might be running 10 minutes over, but I want to run this video. We're going to come back and cover Tropic Oil, Vir-U-Sure, and Women's Defense. Maybe we're not going to show that video, and that's okay. We'll try to cue it up for the very end. Let me jump into Tropic Oil, which is coconut oil. You know, a lot has been said about coconut oil, and you know a lot, so I'm going to tell you one thing about ours, and that's all. Our coconut oil is hand-filled. Why is that important? Because caprylic acid and monolaurin, these antiviral, antifungal, anti-parasitic qualities, fat-burning qualities of coconut oil are destroyed by heat. And if you're going to cook with it, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to use it raw, excuse me, like so many of our people do, if you're going to use it raw, you're going to buy another brand, and you're going to want those caprylic acid, you're going to want that monolaurin, and it's not going to be there. And the promise of coconut oil is going to be a lie to you. You see those other companies that say that their product is cold pressed and virgin? That's all true. What they don't tell you is how they fill their jars. They have to heat up the coconut oil to fill their jars with a machine. And pumping cold pressed virgin coconut oil through hot pipes sort of changes that, doesn't it? But there's no law that says they have to report that to you. So I want to tell you that we hand fill every single jar to make sure that it retains those raw qualities. So our organic tropic oil, the finest on the planet, it doesn't even make any money for us as a company. We offer it as a service because just shipping it alone costs more money than we could make on it. A very good product, very good, amazing, raw, virgin, true hand-filled coconut oil. Now, another product, and there's a picture of it, in a glass jar, not plastic like those other coconut oil companies give you. You don't want plastic next to something you're going to cook with, plastic next to an oil. Plastic migrates into oils, and so you don't put oils in plastic. So let's jump ahead now. You can see that beautiful tropic oil. Let's jump ahead to Vir-U-Sure. Vir-U-Sure is such a simple product, but it's amazing. So many people worry about viruses in their lives. And as we know, there's no antibiotic that can help a virus. You can't go to a doctor and get an antiviral that I know of. Not a pill they could give you, that's for darn sure. They might have specific ones for people who have viral infections of the, like AIDS or something. But otherwise, they don't. Vir-U-Sure, neem, okay, oil of oregano, olive leaf extract, and red marine algae. Again, neem from Ayurvedic medicine, the #1 antiviral herb from Ayurvedic medicine. Okay, olive leaf extract, oleoropin, and the oregano oil. All of these have been known since, for as long as we can remember. But there's an ingredient you may recognize, spirulina. Spirulina has also been shown to have antiviral qualities. Now, oil of oregano, olive leaf extract, neem, red marine algae, the red marine algae that stops viral replication, that stops the creation of colonies in macro agglomeration. I'm telling you, if you worry about cold sores, if you worry about herpes, if you worry about viral infections, this is a beautiful line of defense. I'm so tempted to say things, but I'm afraid they might be cited as false claims, as unsubstantiated claims. So I want you to Google neem and viruses, you to Google olive leaf and viruses, you to Google oil of oregano and viruses, you to Google red marine algae and viruses. And you'll see that no one has ever put together a product like this ever before, because it just costs too much. And people don't think anybody would pay for it. But as you know, we offer it at a ridiculously reasonable price. And so take advantage of that with Vir-U-Sure. Now, if we got the V's, we got to be getting toward the end. And before we talk about our last product and hopefully show our final video, the most efficient delivery system of food on the planet, I want to tell you about Women's Defense. No, the White American Ginseng, I already explained, but I'm just going to review it again. White American Ginseng, the most revered ginseng on the planet. It cools your body down, reduces overactive, it helps cool your blood down, so high blood pressure, things like that. Amazing immune booster, endurance, stamina, incredible for reproductive assistance, and really, really good for your body. So that's the W's, and now right into Women's Defense. Women's Defense is a simple product, and all I could tell you is this without making any claims, because we just don't do that. When I put this product together, I had women's health issues in mind. Okay, women with the cervix, their skin, and their breasts, and I wanted these areas of their body to be protected in a very special way. And people have said, "Oh, Dave, you added soy and you're an anti-soy guy." I added fermented sprouted soy in very small amounts. What you're going to find out is that as a formulator, I never try to hit you with a hammer. I always try to move you gently toward our end. So we have organic sprouted soy, cat's claw, red clover, fermented soy, and superoxide dismutase. Now, there's a lot of women who suffer from issues. Sometimes they have irregular menstruation. Sometimes they have growths that could occur, that could make childbirth even difficult, or sex painful, or other issues like pain in their abdomen at all times. And so, creating hormonal balance and supporting women's health was my goal with this product. And the people who use it combine Women's Defense with Super Life Formula, some White American Ginseng, and a green drink. Again, Women's Defense Super Life Formula, some White American Ginseng, and a green drink. If you're a woman over 40, that's your core 4 right there for helping your hormones create magical music where you're going to think you're 20 again. I'm not lying. And women, you deserve that. You really, really do. I'm going to tell you that magic formula again: Women's Defense, Super Life, White American Ginseng, and 2 green drinks a day. And your life will never be the same. My name's David Sandoval. I've really enjoyed these last hour and a half today, the 2 hours yesterday, 3.5 hours of time we've spent together. And we didn't even dig as deep as I wish we could have on so many of these products. But I would like to leave you with the thought that we're a company that's here to care, and we're here to share. We believe that it's okay to talk to somebody about an uncomfortable subject as long as you have a solution for them. We know that everybody is suffering, and everybody at some point wishes that their life had a higher quality. But this acceptance of our suffering, this acceptance of this lower quality of life is something I don't accept. And I don't want you to either. And so on our journey of taking us where we want to be, we want to make sure that we're being nice to Mother Earth. So watch this last video and then go to iShop Purium and, and get some of these essential products we've been talking about today. And I wish that I would have guided you in a better way to think about this, but I hope that people who need these products. I hope that as I was talking, you thought of 5 or 10 or more people that you think need these products. Watch the video again, find the time and the message and say, hey, watch this video, fast forward to, an hour 26, fast forward to minute 36 and start watching then. That's going to be the best way. We're going to actually note that. We're going to put out another version where we have timestamps on the different products. We're going to share that with you in the very near future. So my name's David Sandoval. It's a pleasure in my path to share this product with you. And now check out this video, and we'll be with you again in the near future.